Good morning, my little artists. Today I'm going to share with you all things robot. Most of you know that Miss McMurtry loves all robots. I don't know if it came from as early as the Star Wars movies with cute little R2-D2, or maybe just being a mom of boys, and I loved all their little Lego creations and robots that they used to make and play with. I love the retro looking robots with the gears and the springs. These were old wind-up toys. They are just, I don't know what it is I like about them, but I do. I just think they're cool. Maybe they're a little mysterious. I'm not sure. But you'll notice these are made out of metal, and they used to have a little key that you could wind them up and they would walk around. This one, my little Rosie, I call her, she is solar powered for McCrazyville, but she's kind of delicate. Her arm broke off, so she kind of lives in the studio now. They can be made out of all sorts of recycled goods. This is a wood block. These are, can't even think of the word. I think these are something that an electrician uses. This looks like it's a, almost like a spark plug. Some wire. So if any moms or dads have little wood blocks of any type, and they want to get rid of them, I will definitely take them. These have been screwed in, so if any of y'all like using the screwdrivers and power tools, feel free. And paint, of course. And this looks like some little scrapbook bedazzlement. This little one is sewn. Look at that. It's all sewn from the outside, so there's no turning it inside out. So I bet some of my little stitchers in the group can figure it out. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. They're sewn together, sewn together, sewn together, stuffed, and literally finished. This one did that, can't even think of the word. I want to say a whip stitch, but it's not. So here you have a little softie. I have a couple collector's robots that, there's someone on Etsy who makes Fauxbots, and they are made out of different metal pieces. This is a cinnamon tin, and most of them are vintage. You'll see nuts and bolts. This looks like a tea strainer right here, a timer, a gauge. That has a pool ball. Tooth powder from way back when. This looks like the Tooth Fairy. There's a dental instrument. So you could make these guys just about out of anything. I hoard stuff like old tins. I'll grab a couple and show you. Because someday, maybe sooner than later, I'm gonna make my own. This one was a marble tin, and it actually is not old. I saw it on Amazon and it had marbles in it, and I figured we could paint with the marbles in class, let them roll around through the paint, and then I could use the tin. This one was a Crayola tin, and I will probably scuff it up, weather it before I even do anything with it. But it would make a great body. I have saved some old cameras that my grandfather had at one time too. This robot is one of my collection pieces. This was given to me by a sweet, sweet, sweet lady out in Washington State. And this is a camera, believe it or not, an old camera, old Rolleiflex camera. Looks like a teddy bear or a doll eye. There's a tin, this is a tin whistle guitar. These are opera glasses that you would look through, okay? More, I can't think of what these are. They look like you'd find them on a gas tank, LP tank. But this is pretty cool. If you open up the back of this camera, there go my dogs, you can see inside it still. And if you look through there, which I don't think you can see it, but there's a little heart hanging, which is pretty cool. Okay, this one was made too specially for us from my sweet Miss Susan. And on her collar, it says Pippa Marie. This is when we got Pippa. So we have a spice tin, a gear. These are little tea strainers, I believe. Belt buckle pieces, look at that. This is probably glued together using liquid nails, which if you really want to get into making these with metal pieces, your mom or dad could probably help you with the liquid nails. It adheres metal to metal, and you'll just want an adult to help you. Okay, so today I thought it would be fun just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea sampling of things you could make or use to make your own robot or phobot. I don't know what you're gonna have at the house, so I'm just gonna kind of talk and give you ideas, and we're gonna go from there. This little guy I made this morning. It was probably pretty simple. These were, it was on a cans. They were the top of a 6-pack holder, and I cut them apart. These are, of course, water bottle caps, little washers. I thought, well, I need something for arms, and I had Q-tips out here. So I first glued them on. I thought, nah, they don't look really great like that. So I glued some old foil onto it. This is a sawtooth picture hanger. And then I started gluing on some foil. And I found that, this is kind of a neat trick. If you have foil and you have a nice big shiny sheet, it's easier to cut if you kind of wrinkle it up and then flatten it out again. I think it makes the foil a little bit stiffer, easier to work with. I did use the glue gun because it was easier to put the pieces together, let them sit real quick, and keep going, if that makes sense. If you're doing this at home, and you're working independently, but you need mom or dad to do the glue gun, do me a favor, plan it all out first so that you don't have to call mom and dad away from whatever they're working on. Maybe they can glue it all at once. And we do that in the art room too. Remember, I tell you to get all your pieces laid out first, then we'll glue it together, okay? These can be even more simplified for little ones. For preschool or kindergarten. You could take a toilet paper roll. You could use paper to cut eyes and glue on with regular glue. You could cut arms and feet, etc. out using regular paper and glue on with regular glue. And they'll have to hold it for a couple minutes, okay? But it won't be bad. You could bend the arms, okay? You could always cut into them. And they can get pretty creative with these just by using paper scraps. And like I said, you can do all glue, okay? So look at those crazy arms with the little claws on them, all right? They can still take foil and glue on with regular glue, a little control panel, okay? You could make feet using your paper. I might bend it so you could kind of glue it on the inside. Whoops. So it might stand up a little bit better. Okay, but you can make these out of all paper. Okay, so that's probably your simplest version. And then we have this version. I did use the glue gun. And I got a little bit more detailed with this guy. And this is an oatmeal can or container. It's cardboard. I've been making a lot of oatmeal cookies for my kiddos. So I've been saving stuff. I wrapped it in paper because I didn't really want the oatmeal logo on it. I didn't know what to use for arms, so I found a paint stick and I used scissors and cut it in half. You can do this. I just kind of cut into it and I flipped it, cut into it a little more. I'm just gonna go easy. Mom and Dad could do this. Now you could paint these. You could wrap them in foil. You could leave them plain. You could glue gun all sorts of little washers or pieces of wire, or you could put hooks on the end. That's a little, it's called a teacup hook for hands. So these could be arms. I used a bottle cap in between. One of my arms fell off because I didn't let it dry very good. I was struggling with the neck. I didn't want this salt container just sitting flat on top of the cylinder. So I finally decided, I took a piece of foil and kind of balled it up and flattened it and made a cylinder out of it so that the head would rest in there. So I kind of made it fit snug before I even applied the glue of the glue gun. You'll find that with cardboard, you can literally punch a hole with a screw and screw it right in. And it stays in place because of the threads of the screw. This was a different can top holder, 6-pack holder for cans. And I just thought they make cute eyes. I saved those from the get-go. More bottle caps, little washers. That's a picture hanging hook, a sawtooth hanger. So then I thought, well, I could decorate this part of the body. And you could do this over several days. You could keep adding to this robot. Kind of your quarantine robot here. You could add control panels with foil. You could wrap the whole body in foil if you wanted to. You could add, excuse me, let me close the door. The dogs are barking. Again. Hush. So you could add washers. I've got little washers here. These are the little caps that you would put two wires together with when you're rewiring things. You know, you could have these somewhere. You could put them on the sides of the head. This is a plastic, a rubber, it goes into like a hose or something. But you could literally layer and make buttons and controls. It's totally up to you. You could have different color paper. If you have Sharpies, or this paper is slick, that's why I said a Sharpie. You could decorate it. Your robot doesn't have to be metallic. Why not make it floral or rainbow, a rainbow robot? You can do literally anything you want to with it. I found this is a paint key that you open up paint with, and I thought, well, I might be able to use this. Some other things you can use would be caps or the lids from peanut butter, like the big, thick, colorful lids. You could wash out yogurt containers. Of course, toilet paper rolls. We're probably gonna have a lot of those. One thing I found, I was gonna make the neck out of the toilet paper roll holder. I took it and I thought this might not be too sturdy. So I kind of bent this one and I put it inside it. And then I actually started wrapping it in foil. And then I figured that I'd have to like cut it out to make it fit the curvature of the salt container. So I said, nah, we're not gonna do that. So the foil worked great for putting some distance in between the head and the body. The possibilities are pretty much endless. If you have a junk drawer at home, be sure to ask. First, old keys. You could use pens that don't work, pen caps. Oh my, little malfunction there. We'll fix him. What else could you use? Cardboard, old tools that might be broken. I saved a piece from a tripod that broke off the other day. Random forks and knives and spoons that don't have a match, but be sure to ask mom and dad first. I mean, really anything. The possibilities are endless. So you could have a shoe box or some type of box and start collecting junk. And do it for a couple of days. You don't have to build this today or tomorrow. Maybe it's a weekend project when you're not doing your core classwork. But I literally have probably 2 or 3 large Rubbermaids full of junk that I won't let go. I've got old keyboards. I have utensils. We changed the outlets in the house from cream to white, and so I saved all these plugs. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with them, but someday I'll either bring them to class and we're gonna have a ball, or I will start making my own robot line. So have fun with this. I will put my phone number on the website for you guys too. If you want to make something and text me a picture, I would love it. I'll post it. I'll post it on our Wear website under my art page. But I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. And I will keep adding to this guy and take him to the robot hospital because he definitely needs it. And I will chat with you guys later. Bye.